What's going on, guys? Will Blendon. Another busy day in Bridgeport, Connecticut. What I want to talk about right now is why I adjusted from being what I consider very ghetto. Let this ambulance go by real quick. Why I adjusted from being very ghetto to now what I consider a corporate citizen. You gotta do this stuff. For one, our country is built on being corporate. All the advantages are built around being corporate. Both parts of our government are basically structured to help corporate citizens. I know a lot of people pick on Republicans because they seem to only want to give discounts and grants to people that are corporate, and that's somewhat true. But what they don't realize is Democrats also have advantages if you are corporate. So it's not just the Republicans, it's both parties, all the branches of government, our own president that's, as of now, our current president, because he's a businessman. Everything he does is devised to help people that have a business or small corporation. And you could compete with the big organizations and corporations because they don't actually know how large you are. When you have a sole proprietorship, they know it's just pretty much just you or you and a wife. But when you have a corporation, my holding company appears to be larger than what it is. If you looked up my corporation, you would not know that I don't have a much larger corporation with as many as probably 100 employees. You won't know that, because it's set up so you don't know that. So by having a corporation, I'm entitled to get a lot of benefits for corporations, funding for corporations, as well as all the small business funding. I can go after some of the larger business funding as well. Now that I'm set up and structured under the holding company properly. Before the pandemic, this is my only wish in life, guys. I wish before the pandemic I structured myself in this manner, where I had a holding company and then another operating company, and if I did nothing else but just Uber and Lyft, and put all my Uber and Lyft money into this corporation that I set up, I would have been way further along in the game, I think, as far as I would have gotten more money from the EIDL loan, most likely. EIDL loan. I could have got the PPP. So the reason why I didn't go after the PPP, I wasn't structured properly for the PPP. Because there's ways you could have done it by being a sole proprietor, but it's kind of confusing. So that was my only wish, that I wish I would have structured myself in this manner before the COVID. But I still managed to take advantage of some of these things, just being business minded. Because even though I'm just a gig worker, I'm still ahead of the thinking compared to some gig workers. Like, you guys be surprised how many people I know that I picked up and they were in business and they didn't even know about the EIDL grant or loan. And it's because my mind thinks corporate that I was able to watch certain YouTube channels and get that information, because I'm always looking for business related information. If you're prepared and always looking for it, you'll get the knowledge you need to become more corporate. So I'm not saying now if you just got a side hustle, keep doing your side hustle, but start thinking about, if you're doing more than the means that you need to live, like if you're bringing in $5 grand a month, but you can live on $3 grand a month, you need to set up a corporation, and you need to do it now. If you can live on $2 grand a month and you're only bringing in $3 grand a month, I still say you should set up a corporation. If nothing else, a basic LLC, segregate your money from your personal account, start becoming more corporate. I like the direction I went in. I like the fact that I started with the holding company first, because now any other company I built after that will already be structured properly, where it'll be owned by my holding company. I will only pay taxes to my holding company or on my holding company. The way I have it structured, I won't even have to pay taxes on the baby LLCs. I structured my holding company as an S corporation for tax advantages in the future. Everything under it will most likely be a LLC, because those are the best for partnerships, and those are the best for the flow through tax structure that I'm trying to build. But because I have now a holding company, I'm telling you guys, if somebody was to pay me millions of dollars right now, I would actually pay less in taxes, just because I have a holding company with an S Corp election, and I'm able to just put that money into my holding company and don't even have to pay tax on a lot of it at all, because it's going to start other baby companies, where if I took that same $1 million in my name, William Blandon, I would end up owing a lot more in tax. Just by taking, somebody's to write me a check today, or the lottery is going to give me a check, I would not take that check in my name. I would take that check, I would ask them to write that check out to my holding company. It would be smarter for me to have it written out to my holding company, where I'm going to save in taxes and probably won't pay taxes on much of that money at all, except what I cut to myself in the way of a paycheck. So this is how you got to think. You got to start thinking more corporate. I don't care if you're baking or you're cooking plates out of your house and you're making $200-300 a day. Set up a LLC or a corporation. Start thinking more corporate. Preferably, go the way I went. It's not necessary, but you can go the way I went and form a holding company first, and then start thinking about what baby companies you could build under it later. If you just had a business where you're baking goods and selling them out of your house and you're making $300 a day, that's better than the average person. You need to have an LLC. You shouldn't be if you just put that in your own personal account, you're going to owe tax on that money. Where if you had it in an LLC, you don't necessarily pay tax on that until you actually deploy the money or you're paying yourself. And you can still buy your car, your phone, your cable, because that's for your business. You got to think more corporate. You may even get discounts by structuring your stuff under a corporation, because certain corporations get discounts on certain things that you won't get in your own name, or loan offers. If you put $5 grand a month in your own personal account, nobody's offering you loans or stuff like that. Put that same money into a holding company, and guaranteed in a matter of months you will start getting offered loans, lines of credit. This is why I'm doing all this. My family and friends kind of don't get it. That's the thing you're going to find, that the mistake I'm making is I'm trying to school everybody that I know personally. And there's jealousy going to come into play because they don't understand what you're doing. and they think what you're doing is crazy or a waste of time. So I'm just now starting to learn I need to keep some things to myself as far as business, because I'm just so excited about this stuff. I want to talk about it all the time. And sometimes, number one, you shouldn't tell everybody, because you don't want everybody to know how much money you got in your bank account. So if you're throwing a lot of money in your holding company, you should keep that to yourself anyway. But the second reason is, people that don't understand it, they're going to think you're trying to be better than they are. I lost friends due to them thinking that I'm trying to be better than them, when all I was trying to do was school them. And I'm going through this with one of my brothers right now. I'm trying to tell him what steps to take where he can start taking advantage of stuff, because he's got a decent credit score. He's got a high credit score, but he doesn't know how to use the credit to benefit him. And nothing wrong with that. It's just that I find that when you're wasting all this time and energy trying to school somebody, sometimes they just need to see you do it. He's waiting to see me go in, do everything, and he's the type that's more physical stuff. So once I close on my first investment property, you know, I got the flashier cars, that's when he'll want to jump in and be like, oh, I'm in. You know, but I'm trying to bring in people as I'm growing. As I'm going through the steps, I want you to journey along with me, go through the steps, see what I'm doing. I have the holding company. I'm working on my personal credit. You know, I've got a side hustle. You know, Uber and Lyft is probably my main hustle, but I'm doing some stuff online to build up my side hustle. YouTube is a side hustle. I want to say thank you to everybody that recently subscribed to the channel. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so please give me that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Get on my email list if you really want to be involved with this holding company course that I'm going to put out. You'll be the first to be notified. There is a link below. You got to learn this stuff. You got to become corporate. And I don't care if you're somewhere in an apartment somewhere, but you got extra funds in the bank, start thinking more corporate, you know, and then you can honestly one day be out of that apartment and moving into your first investment property. But it starts here. It starts with the mindset. My mindset is so far advanced that I got future plans, future operating companies in my head that I know I can't do alone. So I have future ideas for, okay, if you come into play and you'd be like, well, I want to partner with you and do this, or somebody over here wants to partner with me and do this. I will not partner with any of these people in the name of William Bootsy Blandon. I will partner with these people in the name of my holding company and then form LLC partnerships with these people for a couple reasons. Lawsuits. One person could do something crazy over here in this business, but it won't affect the business I'm doing over here with you. You know? And you have ways to move your money around. So if something goes bad, I know I could take some of my money in the name of my holding company, and it'll protect some mistakes I might have below here on the operating company. Excuse me. So this is what I'm going to be talking about on the channel. Holding companies, corporate credit, personal credit at times, setting up side hustles, setting up operating companies, the holding company course that I'm working on currently. And yeah, I am inspired and take a lot of this information from other YouTubers that I look up to, and also business consultants that I work with. So it's not like I'm a genius or a mastermind. I'm a regular guy out here in the grind just like you, but I learned how to be corporate in here. And now I'm structuring that in a way that's going to change my life. And all you got to do is follow along, and hopefully you'll take a little nugget of what I'm trying to teach and apply that in your life, and it'll be a positive effect. But I want to thank you again, you resubscribers. Please help support the channel. You know, thumbs up or thumbs down, it helps the algorithm. So I appreciate you anyway. Continue watching, and I will hopefully catch you guys in the next video. Thank you.